Hi, guys! Thank you so much for taking time away from your families to listen to the Beachbody Opportunity. Maria and I are going to be hosting this call. The purpose is for you guys to get to know us, get to know our story, get to know a little bit about who Beachbody is and how big of an impact this opportunity can have on your life. So, but before we get started and kind of describing who I am, the biggest takeaway that I want you to have is that you are meant to live an amazing life. You deserve it, and that is the biggest thing that Beachbody has given me. It's given me that vision for a better life. It has allowed me to find my passion and my gift. So, regardless of what happens at the end of this call, know that you deserve that amazing life, and that you're capable of it, and that everything that you need to have that life is already within you. So, like I said before, most of you guys know me, and if not, I'm going to introduce myself. I am Jeanette Maceda. I am mom to Gabby, who's turning 9 on Saturday, and to Luca Lopez, who is 5. I was a physical therapist, and that was always what I wanted to do. My dream was to become a physical therapist, and that's all I ever wanted to do. And I did it, and I was very good at it. And I loved it, and I worked hard, right? I worked really hard, 6 days a week. Went on my own when I got married, kind of had my own little home health contractor. When Gabby uh, came along, and as you guys, most of you guys are moms in here, life changes and priorities change and work slowed down. But I still enjoyed working. When Luca Lopez came around, that's when kind of life really changed. Having 2 kids, I gained a lot of weight. I did a lot of drive through to McDonald's. That was my favorite place, including right before I gave birth. Before I went into my C-section, I went through the McDonald's drive-through. So getting back into my body, my pre-baby body was very difficult. With Gabby, within 6 weeks, I breastfed and I was back in shape. And I thought that was going to happen with Luca Lopez, and it didn't. And I found myself completely lost. I kind of lost who I was. I didn't recognize myself in the mirror. My clothes didn't fit. I did not want to take pictures. I was kind of getting a little depressed because of the way I looked, and I was always healthy and always fit. I was a physical therapist, and I couldn't get back. I reached out to a friend, one of my sorority sisters. I said, "Whatever you're doing, I want to do." And that's exactly what happened. She put me in this fun support group, gave me a workout to do, told me to drink this shake, and within 3 months, I was in the best shape of my life. After having 2 kids, that's how quickly it changed. And people started noticing, and they're like, Jeanette, what are you doing? And how can I do it? And immediately I was like, okay, I'm completely in love with the products. And now I have this opportunity to help women who are in my situation. I saw the business opportunity from the get go. My coach was very successful. And coming in, I gave it all I had. I realized that I did not want to go back to working full time as a physical therapist. I wanted to be able to work part time and raise my son. That was the immediate goal. And that is exactly what happened. And one of the best gifts that Beachbody gave me, it allowed me to be home with Luca for 2 years. I went to work part time twice a week, and the rest of the time I was at home working this business from my couch with Luca running around like a little crazy boy. So if there's one thing, I will always be grateful for that opportunity. Um, so that is how I started my business. In 2016 of January, I went full time. I went full time, and my income grew. I was able to replace my physical therapy income with my Beachbody income. So I lost the baby weight. I found my self confidence, and I found my purpose. I found my purpose and my gift. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Okay, so I want you to think of how many of you guys have always wanted to own your business. If you come into my house, you're going to see this huge coffee machine. And it's a topic of conversation because people are like, why do you have this huge industrialized coffee machine? That was the entrepreneur in me. I spent thousands of dollars on a coffee machine because in my head, I was going to sell coffee. I was going to put this coffee machine everywhere. And of course, that didn't happen. I had no idea what I was doing, wasted all this money, but the entrepreneurial spirit was still there, right? So I have a question for you guys. How many of you guys are fully compensated for what you do? Are you being compensated the way you think you need to be compensated? Okay, I wasn't. As a physical therapist, Medicare changes were always happening, and I was actually getting a reduction in my pay, right, because of Medicare cuts. So I want you to think about that. Then I want you to think about how many people do you know in your life that need to lose weight? 5 to 10 pounds. I think we can make a huge list. Health and fitness is not a fad and it's not a trend. It's something that's needed and it's going to be needed in our country, I think, forever because we have a huge epidemic of obesity. So health and fitness is a great business to be in. There's no other company that provides the comprehensive solution to health. And I used to say, oh, to weight loss. Our company goes beyond weight loss. It is about health. We provide fitness, we provide nutrition, and we provide community. And those three components, I think they're all equally important. And that's why I've been able to be on my journey for 5 years because of that. And Beachbody, that provides that. You cannot get what we get from a personal trainer, from a nutritionist, from going to the gym. There will always be missing one component or another. So if you guys, most of you guys have done our products, right? You guys are our customers, but Beachbody, right? The company, it is a $1 billion company. It is privately owned. We are the makers of all these great programs like Insanity, the 21-day fix. So if you are at home, you put on infomercial and it's something about fitness, chances are it's one of our programs. I want to talk to you about the experience I've had with this company and why that's really important because you want to be proud of the company that you work for. For me, in my career, this is the first time that the company I represent has my values, represents my values. If you guys have ever been in the healthcare industry like I have, it's all about the money. For me as a physical therapist, the pressure to make money for these companies was always there. It was never about, okay, Jeanette, what does this patient need? It was always like, okay, Jeanette, you need to give this patient only 5 visits so we can make this amount of money. So that's why I'm so passionate about working for this company because it's never about the money. You will never go to a corporate event and hear about money. It's always about how can we serve people? And we serve people in so many different ways that go beyond our fitness programs. A lot of you have started in our free groups because we like to add value to people's lives. A lot of you guys in this call are women. With the whole Me Too movement and the way corporate America treats women, it's hard to be a woman in any industry. And our company, this company called Beachbody, they are so in sync with the needs of women, specifically even mothers. And I will tell you, I'm really bad with details and I forget a lot of things, but there's so many moments in Beachbody that are aha moments. From my first call from Beachbody, I hit my first 3 months. I hit my first rank, and I can tell you, I was in Miracle Mile outside the Barnes and Noble, and I get a call, and it was someone from corporate congratulating me, saying they were going to be my mentor, and they wanted to help me reach these goals, right? And this is a huge company, and that's kind of how they treat you as a coach, as a woman. My first Beachbody big event, I got flown into corporate. It was our first leadership retreat. I had no idea what to expect. Get there, all these little free t-shirts, and I'm excited, and I sit down, and then I see all these babies, and I'm like, what's going on here? This is the culture of this company. They know that we're moms. They want us to succeed, and they know that babies are included in our lives. So you go to these corporate things and you're going to see breastfeeding moms everywhere. That is the norm. And I can never think of going to a PT conference and seeing babies. Okay, you go to our summit, there's going to be breastfeeding rooms. There are going to be special workouts for moms. So as a woman, you're going to be very damn proud to represent this company. So what do we do as coaches? And this is a really good question because I think there's a lot of confusion because we think that we need to know fitness and we need to know nutrition. And you guys, you don't. You need to have a servant heart. I'm going to repeat that. You need to have a servant heart because that's what we do. We we serve others. You need to have work ethic. And that's something that we can't teach you. Everything we can teach you, but we can't teach you how to serve. We can't teach you how to have a good work ethic. And lastly, you need to have patience, right? This is a business that takes time. And I would never, or Maria, where I would never tell you you're going to make $1 million in 1 year. We are going to give you the tools you need, but we need you to have patience to learn and to grow this business. We share our lives on social media as much as we want to share. We share our fitness journey. We share authentically the struggles, the wins. We motivate, we entertain, we educate. That is as simple as I can tell you about what we do as coaches. We help people in their health and fitness journeys through Beachbody products. And we're always constantly building relationships. We are, I guess, that's what we do. And who can be a coach? And if you look at our team, we are we're in Canada, we're in the United States, we're moms, we're physical therapists, we're nurses, we're lawyers, we're stay-at-home moms. Anyone can be a coach, you guys. The perfect figure, we don't have that. We have coaches that weigh 400 pounds and are damn successful because they have been sharing their journeys throughout. We have coaches that are 200 pounds. We have coaches that have six packs. We have coaches that look normal. So anybody can be a coach, and you will see that as soon as you turn 18, anyone can be a coach. So how do we fit this into our lives? And Maria is really going to go into that. And that's something that people are like, how do I fit this business into my life? We are going to teach you how to fit it with your crazy schedules. Because I know all of you guys, either you're moms, you work full time, you're going to school. You're going to be able to work this business in pockets of time. And we're going to teach you that. In regards to objections, almost everybody's objections are kind of the same. And I want to teach you that from the beginning. Number one, going back to time. Jeanette, how do I fit this? You guys, most people who start this business are working full time and have a family. Pockets of time. That is how we're going to teach you how to be successful. We're going to teach you tips and tricks and how to organize your time. So 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, you are going to be able to grow this business part-time, salesy. Jeanette, I can't sell. And that is probably number one, top two. And here's the thing, if you try to sell in this business, you're going to fail. And when people tell me that, the first question I ask is, you follow me on social media, do you think I sell? And they're like, no. Exactly. You guys wouldn't be here if you thought Maria and I knew, we were salesy. We are going to teach you how to share authentically your journey without ever being salesy. We're going to teach you how not to throw pictures with a Shakeology cup because we don't do that. But another thing that I want you guys to remember is I do sell. I sell Target. I sell Aldi. Every time I go to Target, I am doing an Instagram story about a t-shirt. I am selling constantly for other companies without being compensated. And so are you. Every time you take a picture at a restaurant, at a movie theater, at, your shoes, your purse, you are selling. You are selling for other people. So I want you guys to get that out of your mind about being salesy. Jeanette, another objection, I don't know social media. You guys, I was clueless to social media. Till this day, social media, I am not comfortable with it, but I still do it, and you will never know that I actually, I'm not comfortable with it. Yet here I am, successful, because we are going to teach you how to use social media the right way. We are going to guide you. I started with 200 friends on Facebook. I never posted. I would go in once a week. I would scroll, see what everybody was up to, and I would get out. So do not worry. We are going to teach you social media. And now, how cool that you get to have a business without having a storefront, right? Through social media, you're going to build this business through your phone and social media. What other objections? Introvert. Jeanette, I'm an introvert. You guys, some of the top coaches, the top coach in this company is an introvert. And they will tell you that. They become so good about sharing their story on social media, despite them being introverts. And you'll meet them at conferences, and literally they are sitting by themselves staring at their phone. They're really truly introverts, but they have found a way to be successful in sharing in social media. So those are kind of the big time objections that I get to this business. And now I'm gonna have Maria share her story, how she has built this business part time. So Maria, take it over.
Thank you, Jeanette. Can you guys hear me? Yes? All right, cool. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Again, my name is Maria. I am one of the many people on Jeanette's team, and her story is very similar to mine. There's a lot of things that I wrote down as she spoke that I connect with, which is probably one of the reasons why I decided to say yes to this fierce, powerful little woman when she first asked me 3 years ago. I am a mom of 2 little boys. I'm in education. I'm married, living in Miami. But at that time when she approached me about this, I also had just had my son, was extremely unhappy with what I looked like, how I felt. My husband and I had just bought a house. We had accrued new debt that came with that home. And all I knew was that every single night I was sitting on my couch eating my life away and drinking, celebrating this home, but wondering if this was it. And Jeanette had asked me a few months prior to that if I wanted to join a group, and I told her no. But then one day I picked up the phone and I'm like, what do I need to do? I'm completely all in. I needed to change the way I felt, the way I looked. And I actually wanted to get us out of that debt that we had accrued from buying this home. So in the process of 3 years that I've been doing this, a lot has changed. I went from being an administrator at a school to going back to the classroom. And I do give full credit to not just Beachbody, the company, but one of the principles that we follow every single day, and that's professional development. So it sounds crazy that a book or a podcast or just the idea of fueling your mind daily with new information would allow me to do this. But if you would have met me 3 years ago and asked me what I wanted to do with my life, I had it all mapped out. I was going to be an assistant principal for 3 years, then jump to be a principal of a school. Then from there, I wanted to be a district director, and so on and so forth. But then I had kids. And then I saw what Beachbody was about. And I realized, you know what? There's more to these degrees that I have hanging on my wall and to what I still am paying for, right, in my monthly school debt that I can do with my life. And really, I wanted to be a mom first and be present for them. And I wasn't. I was driving 30 miles every day to get to work and then 30 miles back. I was getting home sick and exhausted and tired. It just wasn't working out. So last summer, or I'd say last year around January, I decided to look into doing a career redirection with the idea that I would come back home, but eventually be home. And that is my ultimate goal. Through this company, I have realized that there's so much more that I can do for me. And Jenna asked at the beginning, how many of you have wanted to be business owners? I always raise my hand because I've been a business owner. In 2006, I opened a professional organizing company and my mom and I still run it. I'm working weddings. I'm working one on Saturday. You know, like that's my mentality. So this idea of a 9 to 5 constricted in a building wasn't working out for me. And Beachbody really opened my eyes to seeing that there's so much more out there that I can do that not just helps me in my journey, but helps others along the way. So again, I've mentioned that I went back to the classroom. So currently I teach from 8:25 until 3:05. I come home with my 2 little people. We now are at the same school together. I actually can walk to work every day if I'd like to. But I've made this business work and I consider it a part-time gig still because I'm not working it full-time. I am still a 9 to 5 working mom. So I do it throughout the day. And the one thing that you need to make this, I'd say 2 things that you need to make this business work are one of these suckers, which I think all of us have, right? A phone and a planner and probably a pencil, right? Something to write with. But the idea is that you can work this business anywhere in the world, anywhere that you are, as long as you are connected to the internet. And I'll share with you that I got to experience this past weekend, my first Beachbody success trip with Jeanette, which means that I hit some business goals last year and was invited to join a few thousand coaches in Mexico for 5 days. Jeanette, was it? all paid for, fully inclusive with my husband. And while we were sitting poolside and I watched Lewis playing volleyball with a group of other Beachbody coaches, I looked at my fellow coach who was there, Vanessa, and I'm like, we need to touch base with our challengers. And that's what we did. We sat there enjoying some adult beverages and reaching out to our challengers who were still on their journey and are part of our group, just like most of you have been. So that's the cool thing about this business, that you can work it from anywhere as long as you're connected. So how do I make it fit? I went from changing the way I think to that. I'm not a morning person, and Jeanette can tell you that I fought with her for years on this, but I was not a morning person for many years until 2 summers ago. I'm like, that's all BS. It's in my head. I woke up one day 10 minutes earlier than the day before, and so on and so forth. And now I can easily wake up at 5 in the morning. I do my daily reading. I read for 10 minutes or listen to a podcast, and I jump into my business. So by the time my first son is up and he's 5, or the 4-year-old are up, I've already worked at least 30 minutes of the business. And we do everything very guided. So within an hour time, 60 minutes, you can work a business. And I'll show you a quick little snapshot of what I use to just track some behaviors to keep me focused. So every day I'm filling out this little piece of paper to keep me focused on what it is I need to do. And that's it. If I do those things every single day consistently, I've seen my company and my business grow. So then from there, I go to work. Obviously, during the school day, I normally don't do anything unless it's during lunch. But if you've ever heard of a teacher lunchtime, it's probably like 12 minutes long. But regardless, I can answer a few messages or reach out to people. But I really don't get back into this till I get home. So while the boys maybe are watching a little bit of TV, or I finish my work and I'm cooking dinner, I check in with challengers. And then really at night is when I'll sit down again. But I don't do it every night. I commit to 2 nights a week because my husband needs my time as well. So Wednesday nights definitely, and probably a Sunday or a Monday night. So really in a total of, I'd say 7 hours a week, I've been able to maintain a business over the past few years. But I also know that if I want this to grow and bring me home, I need to commit even more of that. And that's where I'm headed this summer. So I think the one thing that Jeanette wanted to share with all of you from my message is that it's very doable. Like she said many times, most of us start this working a 9-to-5, right? And some people do this alongside their 9-to-5 for years. And they love having that side income come in, whether it's $100 or $1,000 that comes in each month. But there's a lot of people that have taken the chance to just jump in full force and leave that 9-to-5 and build their own business, build their own Beachbody business from wherever they want. And it's very, very possible. So again, I want to thank all of you for joining us. I'm going to hand it right back to Jeanette. Let me know, Jeanette, if I missed anything. You want me to add anything in? Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. So yeah, it was really important for me because Maria is how most of your lives are right now. You know, you're going to work this business in pockets of time, and it is totally possible. Most of our team is just like Maria, you know, so it is totally doable. The person I am today, right? It's not the person that started 4 years ago, and it has everything to do with the component of personal development, which is a vital behavior of what we do. And as a physical therapist, I was so stagnant. I wasn't learning, and I was just there. I had no goals. I had no vision. There was nothing there. This business allowed me to grow and learn the importance of always growing. So I know that the Jeanette that's here today is not going to be the same person 6 months from now or a year. And neither's Maria, and neither will you guys. It has allowed me to find my passion. And every day, you guys, every day, how many businesses allow you to change a life, to truly change a life? I was a physical therapist. I was able to help people physically, but I had no impact on their self-belief and their self-confidence. And I never knew the impact, right? When you help a woman or a man lose weight and reach their fitness goals, that confidence will translate to every aspect of their life. I have women, when you get those text messages of a person saying, for the first time, I feel confident in a bathing suit. I'm quitting my job because they treat me bad, and now I have the confidence to go to another interview and get this top position that I never thought was possible. Now I am taking pictures with my kids. That is the impact that we have. This is an opportunity to leave your legacy, you guys. So beyond the money, beyond anything, this is the way I am going to leave my mark in the world. This is it, through this opportunity and every life that we get to change. It is for real. So every day I wake up and I don't drag. I literally jump out of bed and be like, all right, whose life am I going to change? And I'm addicted. Like I put a timer that literally goes off at 8:30, says, hey, it's family time, you're done. At 3 p.m. it goes off, hey, put on your mom hat. Because I can do this all day long because I love it. I have a passion for it. And I know the difference that I am making. You're going to surround yourself with happy people, right? We not only are we always working out, but we're always constantly doing affirmations. So you're going to be surrounded by a group of men and women who are going to lift you up, who are always going to be there to lean for you to lean on, and that's something beautiful. There's no competition in this business. We are a team, and we are going to guide you. Unlike any other business, there's not a lot of financial risk. You're going to be given a map on how to run this business, and we are going to make sure to give you all the tools for you to be successful. So I hope you guys join us in this journey. This is something very different. It is going to make you uncomfortable, but that is where the magic happens. When you do something different, your life will change. And I promise you that every time you face your fears, you're going to see how much ability you have that's within you. Okay, so I hope that you join our family because we are ready to welcome you with open arms and mentor you into a successful coaching business. We have a lot of new things that are coming up that are just going to explode all our businesses. From our new Hispanic program, it is our first Spanish program that's coming out. Next week, we are releasing an amazing nutrition program that is unlike anything that we have ever done. So that is all in the pipeline in the next 2 to 3 months to help more people. So I hope that you join us. I'm going to open up the floor for you guys to answer any questions. Feel free to private message us if you kind of are embarrassed, but unmute yourself and by all means, ask us questions. Any questions? And most of you guys already know us. You've been in our support groups. So you guys know what we do. Any objections that I can answer for you?
I'll say something.
Okay, Marcel.
Okay, so everybody can hear me, right?
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm using this app. So I was laughing a lot because when you said that, people tell you I'm not salesy or whatever, that is my go-to thing. I'm on with Maria yesterday, and I'm like, I can talk people into like all these workout programs and like the food and stuff like this. That's what I do for a living. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say a little bit about myself. I'm a physical education teacher. I was a college basketball player. I've been into nutrition and into exercising my entire life. And so I think I'm good at that. When people approach me all the time, hey, what are you doing? What are you eating? Are you doing any kind of diet? What are you working out? Stuff like that. And I'm good at getting people involved. But as soon as the question arises, well, how much is that? Then I'm like, I feel, I don't know if bad. I don't know what it is. But whenever I'm recommending something to someone and then they're like, oh, how much is it? Then I'm like, if I'm talking about a gym or if I'm talking about something that has nothing to do with me, then I'm like, oh yeah, it's this much, whatever, but it has nothing to do with me. But the second that it's like, yeah, I'm selling this product, I feel automatically salesy. And then that's something we talked about last night and I'm trying to work on.
Okay. And here's how I'm going to tell you that. I think of it as I'm sharing a gift. If I drink this superfood shake every single day, if it has helped me with my fatigue, my hypothyroidism, if it's helped one of my coaches really change their life because he had such bad medical issues that nobody was able to solve, okay? How can I not want everybody to drink this? And that's how you are going to learn, because you're going to realize that people need it and it's going to change people's lives. So once you start impacting lives, you'll be like, you need this. You need to have this, right?
Well, I've been on Shakeology for 2 years now.
So why don't you think somebody else would need this amazing product, right?
Well, yes, and I'm totally all for that. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, well, and today, as a matter of fact, it was so random. This substitute teacher that was covering a class with me was like, "What are you drinking?" And I was like, "Oh, this is, a superfood, blah blah blah, nutrients, this and that." And she's like, "Oh my God, I'd love to know more about that." So I talked to her about it, and then I sent her a link and all this stuff. And then she was like, "How much is it?" And I was like, "Well."
Right.
And then that's when I'm like, but I know it's so good, and that's why I don't feel bad telling people about it, because I believe in it.
Right. So that,
So
that whole
I'll
money.
tell you everything about it.
Yeah. And people, like, you can't get what we give. Like, when you think about it, for those of you guys, maybe I think Jen has never done our program. For $160, people are getting a gym membership for a year with world renowned trainers. You're talking about each program takes years to develop, and we're giving them $6,000 worth of fitness programs with 30 days worth of a meal for $160. It's like, if you know how to explain the value, it's very
That's what I need to learn.
right. And that's, we're gonna teach you that. We're gonna, teach you all those skills. It's like, what a bargain. People are spending over $100 in Orange Theory to go twice a week, with the daily
Well,
it's
today
crazy.
today was a very crazy day for me. So one of my coworkers saw me eating a beach bar, and he was like, and this is like the last person I would have thought would be interested in this. So he's like, "Well, what is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's this new beach bar, whatever, look at the ingredients, this and that." So he's reading it, and he's all into like reading labels. And then he's like, "Oh, well, how much are they?" And I'm like, "Well, it's about $39 for a box of 15." And he's like, "Oh my God, that's so expensive. It's almost $3 a bar." He's like, I can go to the athletic office and get the Gatorade bar for like less than $2. And
Right.
I'm like, "Yeah, but the Gatorade bar has like 1,000 grams of sugar and like all this other stuff that's not good. And then
Yeah.
you're paying like $1 more for something that's so much more healthier, per se."
And that's how
So
you,
he was like,
yeah.
"You're right. Send me the link."
That's
And I
exactly
was
how
like,
it is.
"Yes."
It's like, listen, I spent, me personally, $3 on tea at Starbucks. $3 for
Right.
water and tea leaves. And how can I not spend $3.50 for my Shakeology with 70 superfoods? And
Yeah.
those are things that we teach you. And it's about finding that belief and being comfortable having these conversations. And when you start
Yes.
this business, everything, you're going to be so fearful of everything. And the only way you're going to do it is through practice. And every day, guys, I get rejected. And the way I think about it, they're not rejecting me. It's just not the right time. And it takes people a long time. And it's okay. Maria, it took her 2 damn years to say yes to this opportunity. And here she is. So we keep adding value, and eventually people will come around. So we're going to give you the tools because you've never done this, right? So
Nope.
it's
Well,
just
I tried once. I tried once last year. And
yeah,
after the third person told me no, I was like, screw it. I'm out.
right, exactly. And we're going to teach you how. Listen, it's going to happen, and it happens every day, and you keep going because you think about those people that you're gonna change, and you think about what you want in life and what you're going without, and what this opportunity can get you to live that dream life, because you deserve that. So as long as you have a clear vision, and we're going to help you create that vision, because most of us don't have vision. And I tell people, what do you want? I have everything, Jeanette. Really? You have that 401k? You have that kid's education? No. You have student debt? Yeah. No. So you need a lot of things. You're going without a lot of things. You're not traveling. Your house is not paid for. So it's really opening your eyes to the opportunity.
Yeah, I think knowledge is important
Yeah.
to
And we're
feel
going to give you
to
that.
feel confident and talking to people about anything and being able to answer questions. Like I've
Yeah.
been bombarding Maria with like 100 texts a day, because every time someone asks me something, I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't know that." Maria, what?
And you
And
guys,
she's been great at writing back really fast.
and you're
So
going to get used to it, and you're going to get used to that, and you're a novice, and it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert in something, you guys.
yeah.
10,000 hours. So
Mhm.
I went to physical therapy school 3 years. I went the first day of my job, and I realized I didn't know anything. And I went, and I had to buy all these books. I'm like, I can't believe, I have no idea. I was clueless, right? So I started buying physical therapy books, and learning and looking and finding mentors in my clinic, and writing them. And it's the same exact thing. So you quit after 3 people telling you no. Imagine how long did it take you to become a PE teacher, and how much did you need to learn, and how many, and that's the way you need to approach this business is
Yeah,
just
I have a different mindset. I did attend that Super Saturday,
yeah, so you got to
and
experience a
that
lot.
and that day was kind of a little. I got a different perspective. Talking to Vanessa helped me out.
Yeah.
She kept telling me, rejection, you're gonna face that, blah blah blah. Even Maria's husband is like, he's like telling me, well, you can't, a lot of people are gonna say no, but you gotta go for that one or two people that are gonna say yes.
Yeah.
And so I've changed a little bit. I'm not. I didn't quit. So I want to stick with it. I like it. It's right up my alley. I do this stuff anyway, with people.
So why not
Uh,
get compensated?
right.
and like I say, it's gonna take time, and we're gonna teach you, and you're gonna feel confident eventually doing this. Just be patient. That's why I said one of the behaviors is to be patient. You need patience and personal development. Imagine you start your morning every day with. I start with Gary Vee. If you don't know him, you're gonna know with Gary Vee, with Eric Thomas. So every time somebody rejects me, I put on those words, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm the best. I'm the best. So that's why personal development is one of our vital behaviors, because that is how we keep going through obstacles and fear and rejection. Without it,
I have
without
homework
it, forget
already.
it.
I have homework from Maria already.
Yeah, that's going to be one of your homeworks every day. You got to do personal development. If not, there's no way to succeed. There's no way to succeed. So any other questions that I can answer? No, no, no. Okay, awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for coming in, and I hope to see you in our team page. I hope that you become part of our family, because that's what we are. We are family, and I hope that you see the opportunity and the way this can change your life. So private messages, feel free, and we're ready to sign you guys up and to help you launch your business. Thank you guys for coming.
Bye. Thanks for this call. It was cool.